come here. Tommy, come here. Oh, well, we've got Tommy over there, but he doesn't want to move. He's thinking about it. Anyway, afternoon, guys. So, the A6700, this obviously isn't one, but this is my backup camera. So, I've got the A1, I've got the RX10 Mark IV, obviously, and I've got an A7R3 here, which is basically a backup camera. So, my thoughts are, and this is my personal thinking, and you know, everyone's got a different path that they follow, or you know, ideas that they have and things like that. This camera here, I bought it at like 7,000 shots. I think it's done 8,000 maybe at a push, and that was because I was doing a dance shoot, and I used two cameras. Yes, it's full frame, but 99.9% of the time it's been sat in a box, in a bag, doing nothing. So it's kind of dead money, isn't it? This is my thought about it. So with the A6700, that does quite a lot of things that is actually really beneficial for what I do. So the flippy screen, for example, I'm recording on my phone at the moment, which obviously I can see because I'm using the front camera, or the screen side of the camera, so I can see myself. So having that option is obviously beneficial. The vlogging side, so the stabilization when you're walking around is actually pretty good. The 4K 120, I use that all the time on the A1. So 4K 120 and that camera will be awesome. It gives me two different angles, also 240 frames a second with autofocus in slow motion as well, which I use on the A1 quite a lot as well. So it's going to give me other angles of things. So if I'm doing something in slow motion, I can record it from two different angles. Like I said, the flippy screen, not bothered about the resolution too much. I'm used to the RX10 is with viewfinder, and I flip between that and the A1, and to be honest, it doesn't really worry me at all. I think people are just being extremely picky. Yeah, fair enough, it's not as good as whatever, but you know, same as the screen resolution, not that bothered. I don't look at it super close. I look at it briefly and go, yeah, or zoom in and just check it and zoom out. So, you know, it's fine, it works. I think that they are like that is because it keeps the price down to an affordable, really quite good camera for 1,450 quid. You know, I think if they had massively higher spec screen and EVF, you would be looking at an £1,800 plus body, which then they may struggle to sell. I don't know, but end of the day, it's a wicked little camera. Yes, we know it's crop sensor, so obviously my full frame lenses will work on it, but obviously I've then got a 1.5 times crop. Not the end of the world at all. I've got a super wide anyway, which I can utilise the Sigma 1424, which will be a 21mm lens, which is still very usable. And to be honest, it'll probably be that lens most of the time that'll be on it for filming. So, you know, that's fine. For macro work, it's actually quite good because it'll actually go a bit closer. So that's quite good as well. The other things I like about it are the fact it's smaller. It's using the bigger battery, which is the FZ100. Also, like I said, the flip screen, the new interface, the sort of more mobile phony kind of feel to them. You swipe up and down, and you've even got a shutter button on the actual screen you can use, a bit like your phone, so I can stop and start easily without moving the. You know, you can just touch it, and the camera's not even got any vibration or anything going on, so that's really good. What else? Custom buttons, obviously the wheel at the front, which is a huge deal if you're using these sort of cameras. EVFs to one side, which is not, it's different, but it's not that bad. You know, obviously normally when you look straight up the lens, it's fine, but if you're slightly to the left, actually when you shoot, you've got both eyes open, and it actually allows you to look up the side of the lens and follow things you're looking at, you know, birds in flight and things. So that's actually not a bad thing. It just takes a little bit of getting used to. It's got hot shoe, obviously. It's got a few new dials and stuff which work really well. The single card slot, not the end of the world. I think I've had one card fail on me, and that was the reason it broke apart. It just fell apart on me. That was an old SanDisk. I've probably had it for 10 years. So as long as you shoot, format, like every time you go out for the day, make sure you've copied everything off the card onto your computer beforehand, and then format the card fresh for that shoot. So if you're going out, and then I've never had an issue, really. So yeah, I mean, yeah, it's nice having redundancy. I mean, I've got 2 CF Express cards in my A1. One I generally shoot stills to one and video to the other. But sometimes, depending on what I'm doing, if I know I need to be really careful with it and it's money's worth, I will shoot redundant to both cards. Other than that, quite like the tracking thing. So it will zoom in or crop in, and then wherever I move, or you move, or whatever, it will move the frame. So it looks like the camera is basically following you, like someone would be with something like this, which is a really handy tool. And it will actually apparently adjust the f-stop as well, if you have it in auto mode, I presume, if someone else joined you. And the other benefit of the difference between full frame and an APS-C is the depth of field is slightly deeper. So it means when we start doing some podcast style videos here, and I'm sat here, another photographer here, or even a couple of photographers here, my depth of field, we can still be quite wide open with the lens, but my depth of field is still enough for 2 people, 3 people or whatever, quite easily without it being too shallow. And that's very easily done with a full frame body. So yeah, it does actually give you a little bit of assistance sometimes. I find that with the RX10, it allows me to do a few more things a bit easier with that smaller sensor. So it's not all bad. What else does it do? What else was I thinking? Obviously got a couple of custom buttons, which is great, but now you've got the FN menu in the touchscreen where you just swipe up, which is actually a little bit like the Android system, and also your phone, and my DJI Mini 3 Pro drone screen as well, that you can do swipe up and swipe down. Yeah, there's basically a few new things on it which are really quite cool. So I think, it's got IBIS as well, which is great, so it's still stabilised. But I think the whole camera itself, for 1,450 quid, has got so much in it. 4K 60 with no crop apparently. Lots and lots of other things. Yeah, it might overheat in certain situations, but then I don't video for half an hour, 45 minutes, an hour at a time. I'm generally 10-15 minutes at a push. Even for this, 7 minutes 28 now. So this will be done and dusted in less than 10. So if you're shooting that sort of thing, I have shot with the A1 for a good hour or so before, not sort of non-stop, which is fine. But I know this is a smaller body that I'll be getting, but I thought, for me, this camera here, sitting in the bag doing absolutely nothing, where I'm relying to do vlogging stuff on my phone, which is easy, but I thought the A6700 would be much nicer. You can plug in the wireless mic, which you can sit here and pick up 2 photographers talking. So we've got the options there of, or even multiple views. We could have the phone live streaming, for example. We could have it filming, recording from different angles and stuff while we talk. There's lots of different options in that we can do. So yeah, really pleased about this camera. It's ideal for and the fact that some of the tech is way more advanced than the A7R3, but this camera is still awesome at the same time, if not a bit more basic. So yeah, I just thought I'd put it out there, and that's the reason why I've ordered one. Just because I think it's a really usable tool, and it's actually going to allow me to do new things that I can't do at the moment easily. Tommy I was going to get Tommy in here to actually say hello, but he's chilling out. Wait. Hello. Hello. Hey. Come here. You're literally not playing ball at all. I don't know if we undo that and then rotate. There he is. Here he is, little Tommy, having a life of luxury, living on an afternoon in the summer house. This guy literally follows me most of the sort of around the grounds and everything. He'll follow me around. If I'm out with the car, he'll be there. Last night I was out filming and doing some time lapses with the car and everything on in the field. Because it was really windy and the clouds were pissing past, so I thought I need a subject or something, so I got the car out and put it in the field. And he was there, watching. I shout his name and he will come. Really cool little cat. He was a rescue. They called him the bin cat because he was found, I think it was in Asda bin, as a kitten with his sister, Star. And super spoiled, aren't you? You get spoiled every day, as you should. But really cool cat. He's been on a couple of videos already, but we'll do, as soon as I get the A6700, we'll do a cat photo shoot with him, and see how they turn out. Maybe do some video. But it's really cool. I mean, I think for the money, you know, especially when the A7R3, I think was 2,800, maybe even £3,000 new when it first came out. So when you're looking at the tech that's chucked into the A6700 with obviously a smaller sensor, which is obviously does save some money, but the actual physical stuff it's got in it that it can do is it makes sense. You know, what are you doing? Meow. Oh, it's playtime. Oh, go on. That's funny. Yeah, so it just makes sense. You know, it's dead money at the end of the day. This is sitting there doing nothing, not earning me a penny, where the A6700 will. And I think, you know, some people might think, oh, you're mad getting rid of another full frame, but if it's sitting in the bag doing absolutely nothing, and even if the A1 did break or needed to go for a service or something like that, I've still got the A6700, which will shoot in studio fine. It will do everything fine. So, you know, it's a huge, I mean, the text just moves on, doesn't it? You know, we know that some things are getting better all the time. So, you know, anyway, let me know what you think. Don't forget to click the subscribe button, little notification bell as well. That's my reasoning for it, off the bat kind of thing. And I think it's definitely a worthwhile little upgrade. Well, an upgrade, but it's kind of an upgrade at the same time as a downgrade at the same time. You give up something for something else. But I think there are a lot more benefits in having that camera than there are owning this one, which is just sitting in the bag doing nothing. So that's my thought. Anyway, let me know in the comments below, see what you think, and I'll catch you soon. As soon as I get it, I'll let you know.